Hi guys, Merry Christmas to us, to everyone. And let's look at this energy of Christmas. Let's look at Jesus' birth certificate. Let's look at the energy that creates these fundamental principles of Christianity, and of course not only Christianity but every religion is made of this stuff. So we can look at, we see that this Christmas day falls on the 10th gate in the 6th line. This is the role model, or the 58th gate, the gate of aliveness, the gate of the joyous in the 1st line. So we can see how it is all about being a role model of self-love and love being in this world, and the joy to perfect life, the vitality to perfect life. And it is built together. And this is actually really the energy of what we call Jesus. Yes, it is being a role model and also have the energy to perfect, the joyous energy to perfect life. Now it's interesting because if we look at the exaltment of this role model, so of course this is leadership by example. This is being the thing that he wants to give us, the principles, the behavior. Yes, it's the role model. It's the behavior that we can be inspired through. And of course, the detriment side is being the hypocrite that only tells us how to behave, and he himself doesn't behave like this. And of course, if we look at the religions, the religions we have today in the world, and the bureaucracy and those who lead these religions, we exactly see this hypocrite behavior. We see that they can't give us any, they can't be any role model for us, and of course we can't learn self-love and love being in the world through this hypocrisy and corrupt behavior. Very interesting. And the 58th gate that talks about, it's actually the energy to correct and to perfect. Yes, this energy, when we look at it in the not self way, this is instead of service, instead of taking this energy in order to be of service of the collective and take it to a better future, it can be pointed inwards or towards the other in a personal way. And of course, we know how the religions use it in bitching everyone and criticizing the behavior of people, and then these people feel guilty and they pay. And in the Christianity, it's really, really strong to see it. You know, all this, the way that people used to buy their forgiveness, the forgiveness of God. They just bought it because they felt so guilty and they needed to perfect themselves. And of course, that's how the hypocrisy of the church was displayed so strongly. So this is interesting to see, because actually this beautiful energy of the 58th gate, it's actually the vitality to perfect life, is really connected very strongly with the gate of behavior, of the gate of the love of being in the world. And if we love being in the world, it's okay to take this love and point it outwards in order to really perfect the collective, help make this world even a better place to love living in. I mean, this is interesting to see this transition between the 10th gate, from the 10th gate to the gate of the joyous. I love it. I really loved looking at this energy, how it works together. So this 58th gate, the gate of aliveness, the gate of the joyous, is part, of course, of the cross of service. And we enter this week. The first 4 lines is actually belong to the cross of service, and then we have the whole channel of the judgment, because the other 2 gates in this cross is the 18 and the 17. This is a cross that is all of its gate are logic. So this is a very, very very severe cross, very judgmental, lots of criticism, lot of judgment, insatiability. The design of insatiability. This is Ra calls it the cross of dissatisfaction. They are never satisfied from their corrections or others' corrections. They always have what to say, a lot of opinions, very, very critical and criticizing cross. So the joyous stimulation is the key to joy. Sorry, stimulation is the key to joy. Now this is interesting because this is fuel. We know this is a fuel that comes from the root center and pointed to the spleen center, to the 18th gate, and this is the collective fuel to correct. It's the beginning of the stream of taste. It's a very, very important energy. The collective stream of taste can't do anything without this fuel. So this is a very attractive energy. And it's true that it really comes from the love of life. The first line is the love of life, the joy of life. And it's true, we love being in the world, we love life, so we want to correct. But of course, what we see outside is usually not the beauty of this gate or this whole channel, but usually the not self side, which really displays itself in a lot of self-criticism, personal criticism to the other. It's interesting because it's also a gate of love, and the love here is the love to correct, and the personal love that displays itself through correcting the other. Now, this is really beautiful when you're not the one who's being corrected by the 58. Oh, this is really funny. I mean, there are things in the body graph which really, no choice. And I'm surrounded by these people with the 58 and with the whole channel. It's part of my Chiron energy, so I can't run from this. I have the 18th, and it's like, it sucks this energy. So, yes, that's what we have, a week of a lot of fuel for correction. So if you don't want to be corrected and be criticized, you better stay at home. It's going to be everywhere. Oh, and the 52nd gate, the gate of inaction, another very strong logical gate. This is a format energy, the format energy, keeping still mountain. And this is a very, very interesting energy because it's the only fuel out of all the 9 fuels of the root, which talks about inaction. It's the fuel for inaction, not for action as all the others. And it's the thing that always reminds me this gate is that the quality of this gate is that I knew once a woman that I looked at her chart. She was a generator, a split definition generator, and the only gate that could bridge, she had 2 bridging gates, but this one was really strong because it's a format. She had the 9th gate and she didn't have the 52nd gate, and the 52nd gate was a bridging gate, and she actually dedicated her life to yoga and meditation and all kinds of things that help you sit still with no action. And it is so funny how we try to fulfill what we think our purpose is in the not self exactly through what we are not. I mean, she's not equipped with this energy to sit still and concentrate and be in action, but she wanted that. This was the thing that she really desired. And it's interesting because it's so misleading, you know, the point that the thing that we don't have, and we put all our energy to become this. It's such a detour from who we are. We can just, you know, go off our trajectory and never come back. And this is sad, but it's not our business. It's just a funny story. But again, this gate is about putting all the energy in order to be able to concentrate on the details, of course. Yes, it looks at the 9th gate. This is a format energy. It means that those who have this gate in their design, their whole design is colored and affected by this energy. And of course, if there's the whole channel, this is the channel of concentration, and the people that have this channel, it's their format, it colors the whole chart. It doesn't matter if they're individual or tribal, but this logical, concentrated energy of details, of focus to details, and realizing the patterns, responding to patterns, everything. This energy colors the whole chart. And it's interesting to look at charts where there are more than one format energy. So there's these format energies, they really need to work together, and they color the whole chart. So this really is strong. And it's not only when we have the whole channel, it's also each of these 6 gates between the sacral center and the root. So it's interesting, this gate. Temporary and self-imposed inaction for the benefit of assessment. So this is actually the only energy, as I said, that is focused on not on action, but on inaction. And it's really the opposite of what all the other root gates are doing. So these 2 very strong collective fuels, collective logic fuels, are going to affect very strongly our neutrino week. Mercury, which is now in another root gate, in the 38, the gate of the fighter, is beginning to retrograde, and it will come out of his retrograde only in the 27th of January. So this period of time that just began now on the 10th gate of the death cycle of the year will also be colored with this energy of the retrograde of Mercury, that has something that affects our communication. So I don't know how it is going to display itself, but it will be there. So, you know, those of us who really pay attention would be able maybe to see also the effect of this going back, of this retrograde of Mercury. In the 26th, we are going to experience for 10 hours the channel of power, the gate of might, the gate of power in the sacred, the 34th gate, will be occupied by the moon for 10 hours and will connect to Jupiter in gate 57, the gate of the penetrating awareness. So we are going to experience this archetypal energy of healthy response in the now. Yes, this is what it means to be a real survival generator. But here, because of the nodes, we also have the gate of intimacy, the dispersion, the 59. So this will be about healthy response in the moment for penetrating or intimacy or sexuality. Interesting. And of course, if it connects to the root, we have so many pressures in the root. So all this, look at the lower part of the body graph. It's the mind is open, the throat is open, the G is open, but look what's happened there. And of course, we have the shock in our, we have the energy of the shock of Uranus in the background frequency of all this body graph. Interesting. And then from here, the moon goes to gate 9, and we have 10 hours of the channel of concentration. And here we can see all these very strong energies of the root connect through this channel of concentration. And there is going to be focus, a very, very strong focus on all this ambition, fighting, and the energy to correct, and sexuality, and all together. Interesting. Wow. Really, really interesting. Wow. And then we have the gate of friendship. Mars enters the gate of friendship, the 37th gate, the gate of the family, this tribal gate. But what's interesting is that the minute Mars enters this gate, it fixes the fifth line, love, it's called love, the fifth line that Neptune is in, on the detrimental side. So this is what's going to happen. We are going to have like a week of the Neptunian energy that talks about emotional dependency that turns love into hate. So I invite you to beware and watch yourself, because this is only Neptune and it is going to be only a week, so we don't need to take it personally. But if you notice that that's what happens to you, just, wait. 3rd of January, this is going to go away. And the last thing we see here is that the channel of transformation is being made by the marriage of the Marian Maiden to Jupiter. Jupiter has entered, is going to enter the gate of duration. So the perfected form is gone, and now we have the channel of transformation, which is also going to be our global conditioning pattern for the new year, because it is going to stay here. We know that Jupiter doesn't go so fast, so it's around a whole month. So we have this beautiful gate of duration, the gate of continuity, that bonds with Pluto, and both create for us the channel of transformation. This is the design of being driven, and we have with it the sun. Still, we have the sun for a few days in this fuel to correction, and it's all going to be lightened up because of this global conditioning pattern, and of course the gate of inaction. So we have these two logical fuels with this very strong drive, tribal drive to go up the ladder, to be recognized by forces which are greater than us in the mundane and in the cosmic relationship world. Interesting. And we know that what we need to survive, if we're talking about the archetype of survival, yes, if we want to survive this life, and if we really want to be our own role model in our lives, and really to have the energy and the vitality to perfect what's need to be perfected, we need to stay in our strategy. And I just, it's so, we say it again and again, and it's like a slogan, and sometimes it really, yes, strategy. But for me, I just notice every day that this thing really saves my life. This is really the healthy response. The healthy archetype is really to be locked in our strategy, because it is what keeps us alive, and it is what keeps us correct and gives us the opportunity to love this life, because otherwise we are just lost in this neutrino field and with our own conditionings. And I'm going through something now that shows me that it's true that I've been transformed in a profound way through this experiment, but there is a long way to go. stealing yet. And there are a lot of conditionings that need to be released, and I can't do it. I can't clean myself. It's not about cleaning. Even even if I have the 18th gate, yes, we can't do anything about this. Just wait to see how being locked in a strategy releases the things bit by bit. It takes time, and yes, after the first 7 years, we'll begin our next cycle of deconditioning, and so on and so on. It's a never-ending story. So thanks for my strategy, which really protects me. And of course, we navigate with our inner authority in order to go to the right or to the left in the correct way. And we sleep alone to protect our aura and to have fun with ourselves, because if we love ourselves, we really want to sleep with us, only with us, and to enjoy this privacy and this rejuvenating energy of the sleeping. That's all for today, and let's celebrate this being this death of the year and being reborn.